The video that you're watching right now is a direct response to the video I put up a couple days ago where I talked to you guys about my mental disorder. If you haven't seen that video, don't watch this video yet. You should watch that video first and then you'll understand what I'm talking about. So at this point, I'm going to assume that everyone who's watching this right now has already seen that video where I talked to you guys about my mental disorder and you know what's going on and you know the situation. So first off, I would like to say thank you. When I recorded that video, I really did not plan on getting emotional at all. I wanted to talk to you guys about my issues, but the idea, the theme of the video wasn't going to be, hey, this is what I've been suffering with. I was more so going to talk about what I'm doing about it. I'm going to start kicking ass. I'm going to start, working harder than I ever have. That was going to be the theme of the video. It wasn't going to be this whole, dramatic sort of like, damn, like this is what I've been going through and it sucks and it's horrible. So it got a lot more personal than I really intended on it. And it was weird because when I first said I have ADD in that video, I think it's pretty clear sort of the rush of emotions that came over me when I said that. And, there was no exaggeration in that. There was no falseness in that. That video was the first time that I ever came out as RobertIDK and publicly stated my mental disorder and told you guys that I have this issue. And yeah, I intended on it being pretty casual, but it got really emotional really fast. So I didn't intend on crying. I didn't intend on breaking down. And I was considering editing a lot of that stuff out, but I felt it was important to leave it in so that you guys knew how serious the situation was and how seriously this disorder has affected my life. So I'm sorry if I made anyone get emotional themselves or feel bad or anything because they saw me crying. I felt it was necessary to fully convey, the seriousness of the issue. And despite the fact that I got emotional, I think it did resonate with a lot of you guys. And a lot of you guys left me some amazing comments. I heard so many stories from you guys about your own struggles. I didn't intend on having the video just be like a lesson about ADD, but it kind of did end up being that in a sense. And a lot of people can't really tell you the true sad reality of ADD in many cases. Because like I said, so many people don't take ADD seriously. A few of you asked, why did I choose to talk about this now? There are a couple reasons for that. First off, I've always been really weird about personal information and keeping my real life separate from my RobertIDK YouTube life. I've always been someone who's been very protective of my personal information. And maybe that's because I don't like being judged. Maybe that's because I'm not comfortable with it. I don't know. But that's just how it always has been. But that's why I didn't really talk about that stuff for a long time, because I didn't think it was necessary. I didn't think you guys needed to know, the hardships I've been through. But with where I am in my life, I think it's necessary. Over the last 6 months or so, I've been working incredibly hard to sort of become the best version of myself that I can be. And right now, more than ever, I am working on my discipline and my ownership of my issues. Like I said in the previous video, I am done with succumbing to my mental illness and I am ready to face it head on and give it everything I've got. So I wanted you guys to understand why I've been having these issues with posting videos and why my discipline has been so bad for so long. I wanted you guys to know that I am taking this seriously and I am battling from here on out to be the best I can be. And by telling all of you guys, I am now accountable for that. I have made my promise to you that I am not going to succumb to my mental illness anymore. And it's a really hard battle and it's going to be a very hard battle and it's just the beginning, but now you guys know. A few of you guys asked me, how did I first realize that I had ADD? Well, to be honest, I kind of figured it out pretty early on. And it's kind of a shame to say, but I tried to talk to people about it, but they didn't believe me. And so I didn't have any treatment for it for a really long time. And I just continued to suffer thinking that it's just me. It's just me being lazy. I just have a problem and it's all my fault. And as I'm sure all of you guys know, that is not the way to take care of a mental disorder. I think growing up, I've always showed a lot of symptoms of ADD. I was always the person who was really loud and always making jokes and, couldn't pay attention in class. After a lesson was taught, I'd have to ask my friends, what did the teacher just say? Because I couldn't keep focused long enough. It was that bad. And if that wasn't a red flag to people, I don't know what was. The fact that no one realized, hey, this guy has an issue he's not being treated for. I don't know. So to those of you guys who suffer with people not understanding that you have an issue and not taking your illnesses seriously, trust me, I can relate. And that's why it wasn't until I became an adult that I finally started to sort this stuff out and figure things out. A few people asked me how I go about accepting my mental disorder and not blaming myself for my issues. And I'll be honest with you, this is something that to this day I still struggle with. It's the same reason why it took me so long to make a video about it, because I still blamed myself. I still thought, I do have control over this. If I'm not succeeding in something, it's because I'm not trying hard enough. It's not because, I have a disadvantage. It's not because I have a disorder. And that mindset can be okay to an extent, but it can only get you so far. Like I've said, it's good to take ownership. It's good to realize I have a problem and I can do something about it. It's good to have that motivation to better yourself and to do better. But if you aren't acknowledging the root issue, you can only get so far. So I kind of have to live just understanding why I have to be disciplined, why I have to work extra hard, why I have to do all of these things. And it can be really hard to not blame yourself for your issues. And I know that as well as anyone. But it's just something I have to work on. Okay, now the question that you guys asked me the most, more than any other question, was how can you help me? And first off, that goes to show how unbelievably kind this community is. You guys are so nice that, your first concern is how can we help you? How can we help you overcome this? I really don't know what I'd do if I didn't have a community that was as supportive as you guys. I think the most important thing that I can ask of you guys is just that you understand. Now that you guys know my situation and know what's going on with me and whatnot, all I can really ask is that you understand when I do have these issues and when I do have these times of low motivation and when I do struggle to upload regularly enough or when I do delay a video or something. You guys know that I am trying my best. But on the other side of that, I do want you guys to hold me accountable because you guys know that I do want to beat this and I do want to try as hard as I can. One thing that used to happen a lot whenever I would vocalize any of my stress, any issues that I'm going through, a lot of you guys would say, Robert, take a break. You work too hard, just take a break. Don't worry about YouTube. You guys didn't know that I was suffering with ADD. You didn't really understand the situation. I know that you guys had nothing but good intentions, and I do appreciate it. But now that you know about my ADD, you can't tell someone to take a break because that is the opposite of what they need to do. People with ADD are forced to take breaks all the time, and taking a break is something they despise. It's something that makes them depressed. It makes them feel useless. That's what it was always like for me. I'd want to work and then I wouldn't work and I would feel useless. And then I'd tell people, oh, I'm really struggling right now. And they'd say, take a break. And that is just the last thing that someone in my position wants to hear. Yes, the support is extremely important and the positivity is extremely important, but taking a break is not the way to conquer ADD. Again, you guys would say this all the time, and I completely understand why you would say that, and I do appreciate the intention behind it. But now you guys know it's not about that. So what I need from you guys is just your support, and you're reminding me of why I do what I do, why my videos make you happy, why I need to keep going and keep working and keep putting out these videos for you guys. And be vocal about your desire for the new content, the next thing I'm working on. Don't worry about feeling like you're putting pressure on me because that is what I need. Knowing that it's all appreciated once it does happen. That is the most important thing for me. And if you want to help me with my issues and with the things I struggle with, that is the best thing you can do. So I hope that clears things up and I hope that answers your questions about, my whole situation. So back to my plan for conquering my ADD, my plan for being the best that I can be. I'm being way more strict with myself. I'm waking up, I'm going to the gym, I'm eating good foods. I am not allowing myself to indulge in lazy behaviors. I'm taking ownership and accountability of my issues. I am realizing that I can do things about these issues and I'm not going to let them control me. I'm going to do what I can to control them. And I'm hoping that over these next few months, months, you guys do see a change in me for the better. So again, thank you so much to everyone who showed their support on that last video. And to whoever's watching this right now, if you are watching this, thank you, because clearly you care, at least to some extent, about my issues, because that's all this video is about, you know? It's just me, you know, opening up about my own personal struggles. What a selfish video. But I hope you understand more. I hope you understand me more. I hope you understand why my channel is so weird. But thank you from the bottom of my heart. It was a really big deal for me to open up about this stuff finally, and I'm glad you were here to sort of witness it. And I will say really quickly, I've talked about it in some other videos. You may or may not have seen it. I'm going to PAX East in Boston next month. If you're going to be there, make sure you follow me on Twitter, or at least check my Twitter, because I will be talking about where I'll be during that convention. Also, I've been working on starting some live streams over on twitch.tv/RobertIDK. It's something I've been planning on doing for a really long time. So you can go and follow that if you want. I'm going to be doing just a few test streams for a little bit, making sure that everything works before I really dive into it and give that my all. Anyways, that is it. I have to go edit this video and then post it for you guys. This is the last video I'm gonna be making about my mental health for a really long time. Hopefully, you know, unless something crazy happens. Next video is reacting to dank memes sent by you guys, and that is coming out either tomorrow or Sunday, depending on how quickly I can get it done, but that's coming next. Thank you for your patience. I love you guys so much. You guys mean the freaking world to me. Have a great day, guys.